Welcome everyone to another race with an everyday Zwifter. Today I'm going to have a go at the cobbles of the Champs Élysées in the ZHQ Future Work Circuit race, anti-sandbagging. So anyone overpowered will be sandbagged out of it and get a green cone on their head. I've had 3 goes at this course before, and I came something like 10th the first time I think, and then 3rd, and then a 2nd. Now I'm looking to get the win. And as per comments on the side, yes, the Australian government is allowing me to Zwift. No restrictions against that. And actually hasn't been too bad in rural areas where I am. So anyway, let the race begin. A couple of guys I follow in this race who usually feature in the top 10, if not the top 5, and that's Cadman Cycling and Rodriguez. And Paranihi is another rider who has finished ahead of me in races before. Looks like we got the power right at the start and tracking along in the top 10. So that's perfect spot where you want to be. It's no fun trying to catch up to a group speeding down a hill. So there is a good number on the start, 36 today. And looks like we've got a front group on the 19th. There's about 21, I think, in the front. Relatively long lead-in on this course. It's 3.1 kilometres, so you're definitely warmed up by the time you get around that, and then there's 2 laps to go after that. I'm just drifting towards the back now, and you can see I'm 27th. I think there must be 28 in the lead group, so that is a good percentage of the starting field. This race I'm running my Canyon Air Road frame, which is a good all-rounder because there's a few lumps and bumps, but it's pretty quick. And I'm running the Zip 4x4 wheels just to help me get up the slight but longish hill. Plus I like it, I feel it's a bit more responsive because it's just a little bit lighter than the 808s, so I will continue to test and see. I like to be at the front of this little rise because if you don't get your power right, you're chasing. Some people like to really power through there. You can see the mini map up the top, it's a very compact group this time. I seem to be right in the middle. Still on the lead in, 1k to the finish, start finish, and that lead in. To get this far forward while I was playing cameraman. I had to keep pedaling, of course, and wasn't quite sure where I was in the pack, and ended up being second. I was only doing 3.3 or 3.4 watts a kilo, wasn't it? So not too bad. I'll just drift back now and sit in a larger draft than one guy. Cadman Cycling, hello, there's me. You never know what you're going to get when you press 0 for your drone camera view. I really like this view for going up this long straight. You can really get a sense of the stretch out of the pack and where you're placed. And Warrior's right at the back, so I thought I'd better just move up a little bit. Got the feather power up, which is going to be great to go up this hill, especially the first time round. All those fresh legs will really go up at quite a rate. If you've watched some of my other races here, you know that even some people go for the sprint at the top, fastest time, and I found a few seconds off the back and having to scramble once it flattens off to get back on. So he's already stretching out now. I'm in 19th, there's probably 10 behind me. Just moving my way forward to try and stay in the front. I've popped my feather just so I can lighten the load and close back up to the front of the race. Looks like Cadman Cycling has done a similar thing. Heart rate's not too bad. It's on the... it's not too bad. I'm going to say harsh, but it's... but I remember when I was doing this, I was really huffing and puffing a bit. Well, I don't know how this is going to end up. But the legs are good, so I was able to stay with the front, which is really nice. You look at the mini-map now and see that line of blue dots, how far everyone is really stretched out. Front of the race usually slows down a bit here, so if you're within reach you can scramble on like some of these guys, and you look back further, there's another 8 or so and they won't make it back. So I think Holmes the last guy to get back on, so that's 19 now from 28 the first time round. And then we go back down the hill. Time to recover and freshen those legs up and get the heart rate down, ready to do it all again. Just speed up as we go back down, fairly uneventful, but it's good to see the heart rate really getting under 160, which was yeah, nice. Must slowly be getting fitter. Doesn't feel like it sometimes when you do these races, it's all flat out. There's 3 or 4 who dropped off the back of the pack going up that hill, and they're just sitting at 5 seconds, and they'll be able to see us, and they're just unable to close it down because too few in number. The bigger pack always rules the day, so even if you're behind and you're in a bigger pack, there's a good chance that you will catch up. Just use my draft there to recover a bit more and stay fresh before we get closer to the start finish and going up the hill again. Not too many Tron bikes in this race. They are a good all-rounder, but It must be just some lower level cyclists and we haven't quite earned our Tron yet. Lots of Canyon Aero Road frames, that is for sure. Got the draft fan going through the power up this time. No plans really, I'll just use it if I see a need to close down a gap, I think. Looking at the power graph underneath there, shows a nice amount of greens and blues and not too much red. Just hit the slopes, group starting to stretch out again. Sitting around 4 watts a kilogram. Everyone's riding above FTP at this stage. Doing a 1-2 minute burst to see who can get up the hill ahead. I've hit my draft now because I can see I'm in danger of dropping off right at the back of the pack apart from JM behind me. So I just have to kick it into another gear and hit some 5.8 for a second there I saw, and catch up to the back of the group, and if not, go further up to the front. Cabral there in front of me is doing something similar, so somewhat accidentally I've managed to sort of follow in his draft and get up to the front half of the pack again. Missed that burrito, which is great. And there we go, back at the front. Phew. Almost rolling through to the front now at 120 watts. Just catch our breath. See who hasn't made it this time. Most people seem to be there. I'm at the back and one is 17, so maybe drop 1 or 2. Fast forward down the hill again as we recover, and this time I've got the burrito for my final power up. I've been thinking about how I can use that in a sprint, and obviously you'd want to get to the front and drop it so people can't hang in your draft. So we'll see if we've got the legs for that. Heart rate's come down under 160 again, so must be doing something right. Being able to sit at 2.5 watts for most of that downhill, so that was good, very good. Now the easy ride is over. Pressure's starting to be applied as we 1.8 kilometres from the finish. I've seen people use this hill before as a launch pad for a long finish. Not today. I'd like to be a bit further up, but the legs they have started to feel a little heavy now. So I'm just happy to follow wheels and hope there's an opportune time to go and give it all for the win. Yeah, it's 0.9 kilometres to go. I'm going up the left-hand side, but watch down the right-hand side. Malone in the black with the red highlights on the helmet. There he goes. He's hit the arrow. He's starting to sprint. He's going long. that excites the pack. I've drifted back a little bit too far here. Got to put some watts down, try and catch back on. That's not what I need. It's going to perk the heart rate up a little bit. The pack has still remained as one, just waiting for a time to go after Malone. A few power ups being dropped now. A few people are starting to go. Suji's going. And I think I've left my run a bit late again. I've gone at about 300 metres, but I probably should have gone at 4. And when you go at 300 metres, you are still going up that little rise, so it's hard to get some acceleration going. Drop the burrito just so no one can really slow people trying to come over me, but I don't think there's anyone there anyway. And there we go, finish in 9th place across the line. So it was a good ride, nothing super inspiring. Rodriguez did well and finished in 6th, and Paranihi got 3rd, that's it. So and Cadman Cycling faded at the end, wasn't feeling so good by the look of it, and got, was it 17th or something? So I've had to stop this time around. Look at that sea of red in the final sprint. I was so tired after that one. I could barely turn the legs over just to get rid of the lactic acid. So I think I've identified, having looked at this and the layout of the course, and see if we can come up with a new sprint strategy. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you later.